That was so much fun. The thing with casting, Steve was such a phenomenal writer. And then when he would write, he could explain to you, how much fun. He would write to entertain himself. I mean, that at the end of his shows, when you see him typing with the two fingers and pulling the paper out of the typewriter, that was his spirit. I mean, just fun and fly away. He also, he was very dyslexic. So what he typed, and then Grace would have to transcribe it as only she could, was amazing. But Greatest American Hero, so he would first talk about the concept, and then we'd talk about, well, who should we cast? And I had seen William Catt do various plays around the city of Shakespearean plays. And oddly enough, I'd cast Perry Mason episodes, which I believe his mother was played Raymond Burr's assistant. So I knew, but mostly I'd seen him on stage doing theater pieces. So he came in an audition, and was terrific. The casting of the pilot was interesting because there was an actor that came in to play a small role. There was a disruptive classroom. So I would always tell actors, look, just go for it. I mean, this role requires you to be, a violent, abusive student. I mean, you don't respect a teacher. So I'm reading the lines of Bill Catt's character. So one of the actors came in, and he says, and he was carrying a knife. So in the middle of the scene, I would allow the actor to read the scene, but also to improvise. So I stuck my hand out, and he cuts my finger with the knife. Literally cut me. He says, I'm not going to do what you say, teacher. I'm the teacher. This is my territory. And I said, no, you're not. And he pulls out his knife. Too much, look. And to show you my commitment, in spite of that, I still hired him to do the pilot. It wasn't like an amputee. I just put a Band-Aid around it and still hired him. And I said, well, don't bring any weapons to the set. You you use your skill and talents. Don't use your weapons. But it was a lot of fun. Benny Medina, actually, who now is Jennifer Lopez's manager and a very successful manager and entrepreneur, had a small role in that, and a recurring role actually in Greatest American Hero. Connie Seligo was wonderful, and I think just the world adored her. I mean, they all wanted. I think the wedding episode was like a major event. The Lady Di was getting married. The way people talked about her wedding dress, and it was wonderful.